Morning lads, welcome back to This Week in F1, and this week F1 was in Imola for the first Italian Grand Prix. Now this week, for me and the rest of the overcharged victims of Sky Sports, it was the first time in 10 years we were going to be without Crofty on commentary. And I don't like change, so even though Mr. Benjamin did a perfectly fine job, bring back Crofty. And while you're at it, Bernie Collins.
Russell finishes sixth.
And speaking of keeping things the same, qualifying saw Max Verstappen take pole. But the big talking point was Sergio Perez not making Q3. Now, Mr. Sergio seems to hate these European races, and I think I figured out why.
Hold it. Run that back.
Wait a minute. Go right.
There, freeze that.
Full screen.
Okay, freeze that.
Tighten up on that wing.
Vector in on that guy by the back wheel.
Zoom in right here on this spot.
Can you clear that up any?
I don't know. Let's enhance it.
Enhance section A6.
I enhanced the detail and...
Facial recognition got a hit.
Jesus Christ, that's...
Sergio Perez.
My mummy says you hate foreigners.
No, little girl. No. You're not supposed to say that.
Now you might think I'm grasping at straws here, but let's cast our mind back to 2021 and the infamous Abu Dhabi title decider. Look at how he defends against a black man from England. Where do you think he learned those skills from? Exactly. Perez is a European-hating, Brexit means Brexit, EDL member who plays Uno with Tommy Robinson and Nigel Farage in Big Ben.
Absolutely. I think we would all be better off if people would go back to where they came from.
Now, onto the race. It was lights out and away we go, but clearly none of the drivers got that message, as it took until lap 9 for us to get our first notable moment of the race. And it wasn't even an overtake, as Alex Albon's tyre hadn't been fitted correctly and drove the next lap so slowly, Logie Bear almost beat his lap time.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And then the next highlight came in the last 9 laps, as Lando was charging down Verstappen, gaining, all the way down to 7/10. But just couldn't get the move done. Partly because, well, I mean, fuck are you going to do against Max Verstappen? And partly because it's Imola, and Imola for racing might be the worst track on the calendar.
Well, that was fucking dreadful.
So that, of course, meant Verstappen won the race, Norris came second, and Leclerc rounded out the podium in third.
I'm coming on your camera, mate.
So what does this all mean for the championship? Well, Verstappen and Red Bull keep their sizable lead at the top of their respective championships, while EDL Sergio loses his second spot to the mentally improving Monegasque.
I am stupid.
Lando increases his standing up to 4th after yet another stellar performance, leaving Sainz and Piastri to throttle each other for 5th.
This fucking fat old prick, mate. He's putting on pounds again as well, you know, fucking fat cunt.
And the most important result of the race, P10, went to Yuki Tsunoda, with yet another top performance, so well done if you predicted that.
He's done it!
Now on to Moron of the Week. This week, there is no specific person that gets Moron of the Week, but it's actually anyone who is saying Logan Sargent should keep his seat because of his performances in F2. Now look, I have no problem if you think he should keep his seat because you're a fan of his or whatever, but if you think F2 form is a reason to keep a driver, you're missing a few tools from the shed. F2 is the job interview equivalent for Formula 1, and he passed that with flying colours. I'm not going to argue with you. But then, he spent the first year at his new job smashing up computers and flinging his shit up the wall. F2 performances are your ticket in. You have to perform to the same level in an F1 car if you want to stay. I've said my piece. Now, on to the news. And we start with Max Verstappen's day job in iRacing, as he took a break from his F1 hobby to do the 24 hours of the Nürburgring, where he finished his final stint in first place with a 35-second gap to the car behind.
That's his job, isn't it?
In other news, Mr. Dominic Carley has said that the points will not be expanded to all drivers, but the system may change. And to be honest, all drivers was always just a bit too much, but a small change might work well. And finally, Hamilton's words weren't translated the best when he spoke about Mercedes' new boy Kimi Antonelli. In a bit.